Are you a bad entrepreneur? Do you think you're doing it all wrong? Here's a tip. You're probably overthinking it. Today, I want to talk about the life of an entrepreneur because honestly, entrepreneurship is my lifeblood. And I see so many entrepreneurs fail because they just overthink it. But first, let's hear that intro. What's up, Buttercup? I'm Alexandria, and welcome to the Offer Clinic, where each week I'll be popping into your ears to teach you how to create and launch your irresistible offers. This is your all-access pass to me and other amazing entrepreneurs who are dominating in their field. So if you're an ambitious female entrepreneur or one in the making looking to create a business that gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Are you thinking about starting a podcast? Then you need to check out Anchor. It's the easiest way to make one. There's tons of creation tools that allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. They distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on all the top spots like Spotify, Apple, Google, and more. You can start making money from day one with no minimum listenership, and it's literally everything you need to make a podcast. And best of all, it's free. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Thank you so much to ConvertKit for sponsoring this episode. Do you have a new project you want to start on? New book, new podcast? Or maybe you just want to build a community around your love of plants, sustainable clothing, or even goats? You have a voice, you have something to offer, and you have a dream. You can get started today by creating a simple coming soon page and see what kind of response you get. Having a landing page up and collecting interest gives you more time to create a better product and an invested audience to sell that product to. The ConvertKit free plan is the best way to start your creative project today. With a free ConvertKit account, you can build unlimited landing pages to start growing your audience for your new project. You can even choose from 30 ready-to-go templates. Just add your content, personalize the design, and hit save. So take a minute right now and think about what excites you. Now create a quick and dirty landing page. All it has to be is a rough draft. Nothing permanent, you can always hit delete. You can change everything tomorrow. The point is that you do something today. Get started at theofferclinic.com/ConvertKit. That's theofferclinic.com/ConvertKit. What's up, Buttercup? I'm Alexandria, a conversion copywriter and funnel builder who helps lady entrepreneurs create and launch their irresistible offers. Today, I'm so excited to tell you about why I love being an entrepreneur. Unlike so many other manicured origin stories, I didn't wake up one day and decide to become an entrepreneur. I was in love with the side hustle. It was trapped in my mind that the business I was growing was supposed to supplement my job, not replace it. I was a waitress, and I was mainly interested in having enough money so that I could leave when I didn't want to work or voluntarily have the slow section. I wanted the freedom to focus on service, not turn times. It actually wasn't until after 2 or 3 niche switches, which was about 2 years into operating a business, that it just dawned on me that I was an entrepreneur. I know that sounds weird, crazy even, right? Looking back, I wouldn't say I ever had an entrepreneurial bone in my body. My dad had always worked for someone, and when he did start a business, he made just enough to get by and was always looking for the next job to apply to. My mom was a business owner, but she had a crooked real estate business that landed her and my grandmother in jail multiple times. Other than those poor examples, no one I knew was an entrepreneur. So it just wasn't an option for me. It didn't feel safe. Looking back, my first attempt at entrepreneurship was, and stick with me on this, stripping. It taught me finances, work ethic, scheduling, and sales. It was a great way to learn, but not my lifelong ambition. I'll repeat, not my lifelong ambition. It took me a long time to figure out from there what I actually wanted my business to be. I tried different businesses, including a clothing boutique, website design, mindset coaching, and manifestation courses. Nothing felt right. It took me spending thousands of hours and tens of thousands of dollars on funnel building, offer creation, and copywriting for me to realize that this is my gift. I was buying course after course because I loved watching and learning each new strategy. It was more entertaining than a Marvel movie night, and I love Marvel movies. After I made my final switch, everything clicked into place. The things I struggled with in previous businesses were frictionless. I started being invited to do Facebook Lives and to help in coaching groups. Clients started finding me, and one day I just woke up a full-time entrepreneur. Well, if I'm being honest, I was fired, but that's another story. At the time of recording this, I'm no longer working a 9 to 5, but I think it's worth it to be honest that up until a few days ago, I was still working in a job while running my business on the side. It can be done. Can I be a little cliche? I'm going to be a little cliche. You can do anything you set your mind to. I've had long days, all-nighters, and days I wanted to quit. I've had frustrations that made me begging for a blue screen of death and setbacks that made me cry. It's worth it. Your success is inevitable if you just don't give up. So what was a typical day and week like for me? Well, I started with my morning routine. Then I worked on my 9 to 5. Luckily, I was remote and working from home, so I saved drive time and traffic frustration. Then I worked on my business at night from about 6 to 11 p.m. with a break for dinner. Then wash, rinse, repeat. Doesn't sound overly exciting, I know. It's definitely not the laptop lifestyle I was promised, but I'm comfortable not being at that stage yet. I did and still do, for the most part, take Sundays off. And I say for the most part because I leave it up to choice. I can spend the whole day watching Vampire Diaries. I'm Team Damon, by the way. Or I can take some inspired action on my business. It's 100% up to me. And I get it. That schedule was not the picture of freedom that most people get into entrepreneurship for. But for me, I found freedom in doing something that lit me up. I put in the time because I loved what I was doing, and I know with certainty that it will pay off. I'm not going to lie though. In the beginning, I worked a few hours each day because I knew I needed consistency. But as I've created a business I love, I now put in the hours because I want to. I won't always be doing all the things. It's really my goal to outsource everything that doesn't make my heart jump. But this is the system that is working for me while building my business. I know building a business isn't the most glamorous part of entrepreneurship, but when you get past the idea of it being too hard, too boring, or too frustrating, you can literally build anything. Your biggest barrier is your vision. There have been a lot of fun times, amazing surprises along my entrepreneurship journey. I've even made better friendships than ever before. I can decide who I work with and who I don't. But the biggest reason I love being an entrepreneur, I'm living in my purpose. Between the work I've done on myself to excel in my business and the work I've put into my business, I've become a better human. I wouldn't say that I was a terrible human, but I was unhappy in working jobs that didn't create an impact, and they had zero growth potential. But now when I get to help my clients create and launch irresistible offers, I feel a sense of significance, purpose, and mission that I've never felt before. So I really want to ask you, what's your dream? Let's even get mushy for a second. If you could do anything and knew that you would not fail, what would you do? And why haven't you started? What an amazing episode. I can't believe it's already over. I hope you got a lot out of the show, but the key takeaways I was aiming for are 1, being an entrepreneur does not have to be a big, scary decision. 2, you can be an entrepreneur while also having a 9 to 5. And 3, the greatest gift of entrepreneurship is that you get to live in your purpose on your terms. If you don't have that yet, I pray that you are working towards it. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the official Facebook group, The Offer Clinic. Create and launch your irresistible offers. See you next time. Thank you for listening to the Offer Clinic podcast. Dive into the show notes for this episode and all past episodes at www.theofferclinic.com. If you love the show, share it with a friend, and I'll see you next time.